If you have a 1967 Australian 20-cent coin, it might just turn the tables for you. This is not just a simple piece of change. It could be a hidden treasure sitting quietly in your collection or even in your pocket. Many people overlook coins like these because they seem too common, but collectors know that some carry history, rarity, and significant value. Stick around until the end of this video because we will explore the history of the 1967 Australian 20-cent coin, what makes it valuable, and how you can sell it. At the very end, I will tell you exactly how you can get its price and the proper selling procedure. If you comment below. That 1967 Australian 20-cent coin was born out of a major shift in the nation's currency system. Just 1 year earlier, in 1966, Australia abandoned its old British-style pounds, shillings, and pence and moved to decimal currency. The 20-cent coin was one of the first denominations introduced, marking a new era in the nation's economy. On the front of the coin is the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen, while on the back is the iconic platypus design created by Stuart Devlin, the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. The platypus, a unique Australian animal, was chosen to symbolize the distinct character and natural beauty of the country. Even though millions of these coins were struck, not all of them are created equal. Coins that were used heavily in circulation often show scratches, wear, and loss of detail, which lowers their value. But those that were carefully preserved, especially uncirculated examples, are highly sought after by collectors. Even more exciting are coins with minting errors. A double strike, off-center strike, or a coin with a clipped planchet can turn what looks like a simple piece of metal into a rare collector's prize worth many times its face value. The year 1967 also holds historical significance. It was a period of transformation for Australia, both economically and socially. Every coin minted during this time reflects that transition and carries with it a piece of national history. For collectors, owning a 1967 20-cent coin is not just about owning metal, it's about holding a piece of Australia's decimal beginnings, its modernization, and its heritage. The value of your coin depends on its condition, rarity, and whether it carries any special features. A worn example may only be worth its face value, but pristine or error coins have fetched surprising prices in auctions and private sales. Collectors across the world are always on the lookout for such gems, and the market for Australian decimal coins has been growing steadily. So if you have a 1967 Australian 20-cent coin, do not underestimate it. That small silver-colored coin might be worth much more than you ever imagined. Some examples in top condition or with rare errors have been sold for impressive amounts, making them hidden treasures in the world of numismatics. And here is the important part. An Australian 20-cent coin from the year 2000. It might just turn the tables for you. This coin is not just an ordinary piece of change. It could be a hidden gem waiting to reveal its true value. Many people handle coins like this every day without realizing that certain details, errors, and conditions can make them highly valuable. Stick around until the end of this video because we will uncover the history of the 2000 Australian 20-cent coin, what makes it special, and how you can sell it. At the very end, I will tell you how to know its exact price and the correct way to sell it if you comment below. The Australian 20-cent coin has been part of the nation's decimal system since 1966, and the 2000 issue continued that proud tradition. On the obverse, or front, the coin carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This design, introduced in 1999, was the fourth major portrait of the Queen used on Australian coins and showed a more mature image of Her Majesty. On the reverse, you will find the striking platypus design created by Stuart Devlin, which has become an iconic symbol of Australia's unique wildlife and identity. Now, while millions of these coins were minted for circulation in 2000, not all of them are the same. Collectors are particularly interested in coins that remain in excellent condition, showing minimal wear and retaining their original shine. More importantly, certain error coins from the year 2000 can command significant attention in the numismatic market. Mistakes during production, such as off-center strikes, broad strikes, or die cracks, can transform a regular 20-1 coin into a rare and valuable collectible. The year 2000 also marked a special time in Australian history. It was the year Sydney hosted the Olympic Games, a moment of national pride and global attention. Although the 20-cent coin itself did not carry a special Olympic design, coins from this year still connect to that memorable period in Australian culture, which adds an extra layer of significance for collectors, for coin enthusiasts, and investors alike. The key lies in knowing the condition and checking carefully for errors. A circulated 20-cent coin from 2000 may only be worth face value, but an uncirculated piece or a rare mint error could fetch impressive amounts at auction or through private sales. Collectors around the world, especially those who specialize in Australian decimal coins, are always on the lookout for these rare finds. So if you own a 2000 Australian 20-1 coin, do not overlook it. That small silver-colored coin could be far more valuable than you think. In pristine condition or with a rare minting error, it could bring in significant profit and turn what seems like pocket change into a real treasure. And here is the important part. If you want to know the exact price of your 2000 Australian 20-cent coin and learn the proper way to sell it, comment the word price in the comment box below. I will personally collectors seek coins with sharp details, original luster, and minimal signs of wear. Those are the specimens that often fetch hundreds or even thousands. As with many wheat pennies, the real excitement lies in what collectors are willing to pay today. On platforms like eBay and heritage auctions, 1935 wheat pennies in pristine condition have sold for amounts that would shock anyone who dismisses pennies as worthless. Bidding wars often erupt over coins with unusual features or extraordinary preservation, sending prices soaring. Part of the magic of the 1935 penny lies in its dual nature. On one hand, it is an accessible coin. Many people can find one in their collection. On the other hand, it has the potential, depending on condition and rarity, to bring in substantial money if sold in the right marketplace. This balance between commonality and hidden value is what makes it such a captivating piece for collectors and investors alike. Its historical importance cannot be overstated. This was a coin used by children to buy their first treats, by workers to scrape together enough for lunch, by families stretching every cent during desperate times. Holding one today is like holding a tiny time capsule of the 1930s. In auctions, rare varieties of the 1935 penny have surprised even seasoned collectors. Some examples graded by top certification services like PCGS and NGC have broken expectations, proving that condition and provenance can make all the difference. Stories of these surprising sales continue to fuel interest among those hunting for the next great find. So why does the 1935 wheat penny continue to matter so much in the coin world? Because it connects everyday people to a grander story. It embodies the grit of a generation that endured hardship and emerged stronger. It proves that something as small as a penny can carry enormous historical and financial weight. Now, if you've held on to one of these coins or maybe inherited a collection from a relative, you might be sitting on something much more valuable than you think. This is where things could turn the tables for you. And here's the key part. If you really want to know what your 1935 Liberty wheat penny could be worth today, if you want to learn where and how you can actually sell it for top value, here's what I want you to do. Drop the word price in the comment box below, and I'll personally tell you not just its value, but also the best way to sell it for maximum profit.
Today we are going to dive deep into the story of one of the most fascinating coins of the 20th century, the 1941 Liberty wheat penny. Now, before we get into the details, let me tell you this: if you happen to own this coin, it might just turn the tables for you. Stick around until the very end of the video, because I will share how much this coin can be worth in today's market, and how you can sell it for the best price. And at the end, I'll ask you to comment the word price in the comment section, and I'll personally tell you its real selling value and the exact process of how to sell it safely and profitably. The 1941 Liberty wheat penny was minted during a turning point in world history. The United States had not yet entered World War II, but the conflict was already raging across Europe and Asia. The production of this coin took place under those looming circumstances, giving it not just monetary value, but also historical depth. Every penny struck in 1941 carries with it the weight of a nation preparing for one of the greatest struggles in human history, designed by Victor David Brenner. The obverse side of the 1941 Liberty wheat penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This portrait was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and by 1941 it had already become a national symbol of honesty, unity, and strength. The design remained unchanged, giving this coin a sense of continuity and tradition, linking Americans through generations. On the reverse side, the coin proudly displays 2 wheat stalks arching along the edges, framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above sits the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. These wheat stalks symbolize prosperity, labor, and growth, a theme that resonated deeply with Americans who were still recovering from the Great Depression while facing the threat of another global conflict. The 1941 wheat penny was struck at 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia mint coins bore no mint mark, while the Denver mint coins carried a small D, and the San Francisco coins a small S. Collectors often look for these mint marks, as they can greatly influence the rarity and value of a coin. In terms of production, the numbers were staggering. More than 887 million pennies were minted in 1941, making it one of the most common years for wheat pennies. But here's the twist: while the coin might be common in general, the real treasure lies in its variations, mint marks, and above all, its condition. A 1941 penny found in your pocket change today may not be worth much more than a cent, but in high grades, or with special errors, it can fetch impressive sums. Error coins are particularly